What's up guys, Techmaster back with another video. So today we're going to be talking about 3 iPhones that were the worst value phones, in my opinion, ever in the iPhone. So these 3 are the iPhone XR, iPhone XS, and iPhone XS Max. So these are all the 2018 iPhones, and let's start with the iPhone XS. So this phone is a very minor upgrade from the iPhone X. It's the same design, basically the same colors, except this gold one that looks pretty cool. Same display. The only difference was the A12 Bionic chip in all these phones. That was much more powerful than the A11 in the iPhone X. But otherwise, pretty much the same thing going on. So again, it was basically literally the exact same phone as the iPhone X. And it was $1,000. Look, you could get more storage and nice colors and that A12 Bionic, but who would upgrade a 10 to a XS? That makes no sense. And this phone was $1,000. So yeah, next one, iPhone XS Max. This phone is this is probably the worst value phone in my opinion. Same design as the iPhone X. Obviously, it does have a bigger screen, sure, but this phone, imagine going from a 10 to a XS Max. That's such a bad upgrade. I mean, really. If you compare the iPhone, the 11 Pro Max and all those other 11s are night and day difference in terms of everything. All these 2018 phones, I think, were horrible values, in my opinion. This was $10.99 up to $14.49 for maxed out. No one wants to pay that much for a phone. Obviously now you can find these phones for really cheap, but back in 2018 these were some of the worst value phones. And last one, iPhone XR. So this phone had a worse screen. It had a 6.1 inch. Look, it had a bigger screen, sure. And this was probably the cheapest, best iPhone at its time. But it had one camera, which wasn't very good. And it had a lower quality 720p display. So that makes it look not as good. And again, this phone was $800 basically at the starting price of this phone for 64 gigabytes. You can literally, the SE 2020 was $400. It's newer as, I'm just gonna compare these. This was $399. It was faster and a better camera and better processor, and faster, better camera. It also has gigabit LTE, whereas the iPhone XR doesn't. The iPhone SE was a much better deal. Look for sure. Yes, it has the home button, but it was a much better value in my opinion, even that phone. So yeah, I just don't think the iPhone XR was worth it at all. Look, obviously it's not a bad phone, but the price that it was not a good price at all. $800, and you maxed it out to $900 if you want enough storage when it first came out. There are much better deals out there. So, before 2020, okay, so this is a little off topic, but before 2020, you could not get a phone with a OLED screen under $1,000, and now you can get the iPhone 12 mini. You could get an OLED screen for $700, and even the 12 you could get for $800. The iPhone 12 was the same price as the iPhone XR, and it is so much better than the iPhone XR in every single way. Cameras, dramatically better. Screen, much better. Processor, much better. Battery life, better. All that, yeah. Cellular, much better. Water resistance, much better. But this phone, I just don't think it was a very good value because the XR, because it was the same price as the 12, and the 12 has 10 times better everything. Look, obviously, it was the best phone at its time, but I just think, and I'm not saying don't buy these phones, I'm saying these were the worst priced phones in my opinion. But I'll also say one more that I think was also a terrible value phone, iPhone 8. And the reason I say this, obviously that doesn't mean it's a bad phone, but this phone was $699, $700 for this tiny 4.7 inch Retina phone, and it's lacking a lot of stuff. The 8 Plus I think was a much better phone because you're getting a massive 5.5-inch screen, which is the exact same size, physical size as the XS Max. That's much better. So, yeah, I mean, but those are the worst value phones in my opinion. The iPhone 8, the iPhone XR, the iPhone XS Max, and the iPhone XS. Those are the 4 worst value phones that I feel like have ever been made, in my opinion. Yeah. So that pretty much sums up this video. I hope you guys like this. Look, obviously you guys can have different opinions, but that's my opinion. I think all those phones were terribly priced. I think now we have much better priced phones. Like, again, the iPhone 14 Pro was the same price as the XS. Actually, and if you max it out, it's less than the XS. You have 48 megapixel main cameras. You have a 48 megapixel main camera, 3 normal cameras. Like, they have the prices and the value have improved of these devices has improved so much. It's insane. The iPad Air 5 with the M1 chip has $600. Same price as last iPad Air. But my point is, the value of these devices has improved so much. Like, what you get for what you pay has improved. But, like, these phones, nah, they were not the values, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, that sums up this video, but, yeah, I just wanted to talk about it.